Hello everybody, Verax here with an update for the Iiosia channel. How are you all? Hope you're doing fantastic today. So this is just an update video for me to ramble at you and you to listen to while you're doing other things I expect. Shouldn't be too long. But I haven't updated since the stream that we did quite a while ago now, and so I figured I should give you an update about what's going on with, what I'm working with and stuff. And in turn, I would like you to comment about what you guys are doing, because the sort of like inspirational sort of like trying to get inspiration stream type thing that happened whenever it happened, it seems like a long time ago now, seemed to inspire not only myself but many other people as well. And so, if you guys have produced some things since the stream, let me know. Let me know how you're doing with stuff. A couple of you said that you might be doing some short stories for Iiosia, and so if you are, then please, let me hear on how they're doing. Strange thing happened to me shortly after the stream, because I was working on a book called Darkness Dawns. And I was struggling with that. It was only supposed to be like a semi-short story type thing, but for some reason it was really sort of like getting difficult to write. Couldn't really figure out why, because it should just be pretty straightforward plot-wise and stuff. But it wasn't, and I was struggling with it. And the whole sort of stream thing was to get me back on track with that. And for all intents and purposes, it kind of did. But a couple of days later at work, one of my work colleagues came up to me and he asked me about that writing project that I did. And I was like, writing project? What writing project? He said, yeah, didn't you write like some science fiction thing or something? And I was like, I don't really write science fiction. He was like, I'm sure you wrote something for this writing thing. And it dawned on me that he was talking about NaNoWriMo a couple of years ago. The first time, I've only actually attempted it twice, but the first time I did it, I succeeded in writing the 50,000 words of NaNoWriMo. I'll post a link in the description if you don't know what that is, NaNoWriMo. And yeah, he was talking about that, and I was like, oh yeah, but I haven't really touched that for a number of years. And he was like, oh well, my son, this guy's he's older, he's in his 50s. Like, my son's sort of like into science fiction, and I just thought he might be interested in what you've written. And I was like, oh well, I haven't touched it in a couple of years, but I could read through it again if you'd like, and send it to him or whatever. And he was like, yeah, if you want to do that, that's fine. And the rest is history, as you may think, because since then I've been working on the project that I did for NaNoWriMo several years ago. Now, I know I'm rewriting something again, I know, which I said I would try and stop doing, but now I really have actual motivation to do this, because someone at work actually says, do it for me, sort of thing. I've actually asked him to lie for me as well. In this, because I've already sent his son the first book. There's sort of like 3 different books within this story, and the first sort of like book was quite easy to go through again and finish off if you like, sort of like a rough draft thing. And so I've put it on a PDF and I've sent it to him. And I've said, just tell me that your son likes it. I don't care if he doesn't read it, because there was doubt in that, because his son sort of like, gets distracted easily and stuff. And honestly, I don't think he has read it. But I said, please just lie to me and tell me he's enjoying it. Because if you do that, if you lie to me, then that'll give me further motivation to continue with the rest of it. And he has. He says that he's really enjoying it. I don't know whether he's lying or not. But I've almost finished writing book 2, rewriting, if you like. And when I say rewriting, I'm not going through every single little thing and changing everything that I think needs to be changed. I'm just making it pretty readable. And you know what? For a NaNoWriMo project that I did in the space of a month, I gotta say, like, I'm half impressed with myself about sort of how decent it is. So I'm working on that, pretty much. That's what I'm doing right now. And like I say, I'm about 2/3 of the way through redoing stuff. The further I go into it, the more I want to change, and the more I'm trying not to change because of, the way things work and stuff in this sort of thing. Because if I change too much, I'll get bogged down with all the changes, and then it never happens, which has happened umpteen times before. But because this was a special request from work, and because I was struggling so much with Darkness Dawns, I thought, screw it, I'm going to work on this. And the initial sort of like book 1 thing only took a couple of days for me to go through again. I was really, really productive, and quite pleased with how it turned out. Now, I have an editor friend. I'm going to call him that. He goes by the name of Red, and he emailed me just after the charity stream. That's another thing. The sort of inspiration, motivational sort of stream that we did. And yeah, he just basically said, if you want me to sort of like read through your work and let me know what I think about it, then I will. And we got talking and stuff via emails and that, and I said, yeah, sure. It turns out he really does seem like he knows what he's talking about. I don't know if he actually watches this channel and stuff. But yeah, Red really is a very good source of insight into my work, and he's read Twisted Fates about 4 times now, he says. And yeah, he's pointed out the bits that don't work too well. He's pointed out the bits that work really well, and he's everything he's said has been like spot on, because a lot of it I felt was true as well. And he really sort of like he knows when I'm enjoying writing, because he says you can tell when you're sort of like flowing with it a bit more. So I've sent him book 1 of this story, and well, he hasn't got back to me yet. There's no mad rush, obviously, but I'm just interested what he'll think about it, because I think I'm more pleased with this than I am about Twisted Fates, but that's probably only because of the way that I wrote it, i.e. in such a quick and rushed way, and it does seem to be half decent, I gotta say. Well, I like it, which is, you're halfway there if you like it, I guess. And yeah, it's going really well, so I'm still writing that. And that's basically all I wanted to say, really, is that I'm writing that, and therefore there's no real updates otherwise. I said I'd make the effort to do half an hour a day, and by and large I've done that. Sometimes I go over it. I mean, the night after this request was put in, I think I worked about 6 hours, because I was just like so pumped up, and I figured, yeah, I'm going to do this. But then sometimes I don't work it out at all, because, I can be overtired, and I really, really don't want to force it, even though there is the element to do it. But sometimes I'm just like, what, I just can't be bothered to even get off my sofa to move to the PC. And so those nights I don't. But by and large, I am doing at least half an hour, which doesn't seem that much, but you can get a lot done in half an hour. It's surprising. It really is. It's very surprising how much you can do in half an hour. So I'd recommend people try that if they're not already, because it's really not that much out of your day. And it's surprising how you can, get going with it once you start. And like I say, I've exceeded my half an hour on several occasions. Once by quite a long way, when I was feeling especially inspired because it was an actual request from someone. I'm sure you're all wondering when. Yes, I'm sure you are. I'm sure you're all wondering when this is going to be uploaded. I could do it now, but I'm not going to, because it's only book 1 of 3 that I've sort of like finished, and my editor is still like poring over it and stuff, so I'm waiting to hear back from him. And it's about the sort of like the basic sort of how he feels about it and stuff, because I do value his opinion quite a lot, and I'm not going to say that he's a lot of dictating to me, because I don't want it to like appear like that. He's just offering his quite insightful thoughts, most of which I wholeheartedly agree with, and he's very complimentary on what I do, and that is a big help as well, because he knows what he's talking about, and yet he still likes what I'm doing. And those things tended to clash in my head before, but he does actually seem to enjoy my work. Well, what little of it there is out there. But yeah, I'm not putting it out there because of that. But the main reason I'm doing it is because, like I say, I've only finished book 1, and I don't want to put another half-finished story out there. And by book, I mean it's like 16,000 words or something. The whole book will be about, strangely enough, 50,000, because that was the NaNoWriMo thing. Even though I think it might be a bit longer with the rewriting that I'm doing, because I'm adding little bits here and there. I'm adding more than taking away, which is a good thing as well. So I mean, I do want to get this out there. The book, by the way, which I've neglected to mention until now, is about Variax, the character, not me, not my alias online, but the actual term Variax came from this character. It was in my head before I even started YouTubing and stuff. And when I started a YouTube account without any intention of making proper videos or anything, I'll name myself Variax because, it's quite an original name. I quite like the sound of it. And no one else had it. And yeah, it has changed a lot since then, but it's still there, it's Variax. One minor little thing as well. I'm doing a charity live stream. I'll put a link in the description to the countdown and to the Twitch TV channel where it'll be. I'm doing it on the 19th of April, so that's in 4 days' time, Saturday, from 6 a.m. BST to 6 a.m. BST on Sunday morning. It's for Arthritis Research UK, so it's just researching into arthritis, trying to cure it and make it more comfortable and stuff like that. So if you want to join me for that, and please do, you don't follow me on my other videos, on my other main sort of channel, the Variax channel, the Let's Play channel, then you're more than welcome to come for that. No obligation to donate at all. You can do so via PayPal if you like, but if you're just in the chat and just want to talk and just say, throw a hi at me when I'm knackered, then that'll be all right. So I thought I'd mention that as well. But the main thing is I'm writing, and I just thought I'd like to know, guys like to know what I'm up to. I am writing about Variax. It's going pretty well so far. I had a good session tonight as well. I thought I'd tell you guys about it. And hopefully, within the next, I don't want to say when, but next couple of months, say, I'll have a fully fledged 50,000 word document on the website for you to all pour over and tell me how much, well, what you think of it. Pretty much how much you like it, how much you dislike it, or whatever. And that's it. So let me know what you guys have been up to, if anything. And I look forward to hearing your comments and thoughts on everything I've just been babbling about. Until next time, thank you very much for listening. Toodaloo.